Just kidding. I promised we were going to talk about nighttime routines and how having little rituals at the end of the night can help you stay kind of reset for your days. For most of us, the number one thing that we can do is turn off your electronic devices as early as possible. So that means the TV, that means doom scrolling, making sure to put your phone somewhere where the temptation isn't there to constantly be checking your messages. Most of us know that one, but it's time to put it into practice. And then there's other little things you can do. I keep cream on the side of my bed, and instead of just like rubbing it on, giving yourself, maybe putting on some soft music and giving yourself time to caress your hands, your wrists, your neck, your legs, and just kind of like have a moment where you're letting the aromas from the cream really allow your body to experience peace and rest, and so that after you do this on a more consistent basis, it just becomes second nature and your body already knows, okay, here comes the aromatherapy, so it must be time for me to relax. So that's one way. Another way would be, it's really easy to find spray bottles like this either at the dollar store, Walmart, Target, anywhere really now. And if you get essential oils, you don't want to put these directly on yourself. Usually they're very concentrated. So just opening up the spray bottle, it's as easy as that, just putting a couple of drops in. And then once you have your mist, that also helps to just kind of like spray the space and allow yourself to, again, experience the peaceful space that you're creating before bedtime. If you're alone, journaling can help. If you are with a partner, then there's a couple conversation starters that you can do that are a good way to kind of just get on the same page before the next day. And I've created a list, so I'm going to send you guys that list that you can use as just like little conversation starters, especially when you've been in a relationship for a while. Sometimes, just being next to each other is nice, but many times we stay on our devices. So using these conversation starters to just let you be present for each other at the end of the day can be really beautiful. While you're doing that, it doesn't hurt to make some nice, soothing, calming tea, and you guys can sip that together before bed while you're having these conversations. Things like, there's some really, really great questions on that questionnaire that I'm sending, but it says like, what's one thing I can do tomorrow that will help make your day better or easier? And what's one thing tomorrow that you're stressed about? And so getting on the same page, like I said, especially when you have a relationship and you want to be there for the other person, you want to show up for them and fully be present. Sometimes they might be lying there tossing and turning, and if you have no idea how to help them and how to be present for them, this is a perfect way to start that, to get it going. Then it sounds cheesy, but there's a lot of the exercises that we do in the family yoga classes that can be really beneficial to being present for each other. And I keep saying that, being present for each other, because I think it all boils down to that. I know for me with my daughter Azul, there are nights where I'm still busy working and I want to kind of send her off to bed, and I'll kiss her, I'll tuck her in, and then I'll come back to my bed. And usually a couple minutes later, she'll be back if we do those quick good nights, versus if I go tuck her in, I read her a book, she has her own little spray bottle that we'll spray with, I'll give her a little massage and rub her legs with cream, and then I lay down with her for 5 minutes or so, and by then she's asleep and we both just feel so peaceful and ready. And oftentimes I will not go back to do my work because I'll be ready to just like rest. And so it also makes me have that really important line between work-life balance. Usually by then I should stop working, even though sometimes it's hard to. So if you're alone, journaling is really nice while you're sipping your tea. You already put your cream on, you're nice and relaxed. Asking yourself the questions that are on that questionnaire could be important. What's one thing you can do tomorrow that's going to help make your day easier? So even asking yourself that, how can I prepare better? This is for my daughter, but if I don't make her lunchbox the night before, if I don't prepare it, if I don't get her clothes out the night before, those are things that in the morning I know are going to start our day off on the wrong foot, because we're running around like crazy, and it's not just like, oh, here it is, get ready. So little things like that that you can do for yourself Maybe meal prep is one that will help you have a better day the next day. Making sure you have your healthy snacks ready. Little things like that, making lists of things that will make your day easier. I know sometimes when you make these lists, then maybe you start overthinking before bedtime. So you have to find the right balance and the right questions that prompt you to say, okay, this is taken care of. I can save it for tomorrow. We're good to go. You definitely don't want to use questions that are going to stimulate you and then get you stressing even more. So that's important to think about when you're making your little list of questions and when you're looking at the list that I'm sending. So if you have kiddos or a spouse that you want to be present for before bedtime, there's one game that we play called the mirror game. And it's really great for kids. It's also nice for spouses too. Again, we go back to being present for each other. So you're just going to sit right in front of each other. You put your hands out like this, and they'll put their hand right in front, but not touch. So you have to try to follow each other's hand. And it seems so silly and so simple, but just sitting across from them, making eye contact and not looking at your device is already really beautiful. I know it makes some people uncomfortable, but if you are in a romantic relationship, sitting across from each other and even like putting your knees on top of each other, and just, you can touch foreheads, or you can put your hands on each other's shoulder or on each other's knees, and just like take a couple of deep breaths together. That can be really, really powerful. Synchronizing your breathing, whether you're face to face, or sometimes people feel uncomfortable like that. They feel like threatened in the space. So you can also do it back to back. We call it back to back breathing. You sit back to back, you match up your shoulders as best as you can. And then again, you just take some really nice deep breaths together and you try to match up your breathing. While you're back to back, you can even like rest your head on each other's shoulder. You can take some spinal twists, holding on to each other's knees. And not all partners will be open to doing little exercises like this, but you'd be surprised. Being there for each other is a really beautiful thing. And sometimes just getting them to do it one time, sometimes you'll connect, might lead to something else, and then it's a really nice thing that you can share together. Or with your child, doing that. Asul, just when we do the mirror game or the back-to-back breathing, she really loves just like getting calm with me. And then she'll hug me and, I love you, Mom. And it allows us to connect so deeply before the day is over. And so even if it was stressful doing homework, or if we were running around doing errands, we have that beautiful moment together. And I don't know about you, but for us, as our lives get busier, those pretty little moments of connection are very few and far between. And so the more that we can consciously create them, the more it allows us to be there for each other and to share our love and light with each other. So yeah, back-to-back breathing, mirroring each other, being even present face-to-face, sharing a little cup of hot tea before bed, journaling if you're on your own, lotions and natural things that just have like really pretty aromatic smells that allow your body to remember that it's time to rest. The essential oil sprays, those are all things that really help when you're trying to calm your body before bed. So I hope that helps a little bit. If you have any questions, you know where to find me. And I will send those questionnaires out for you so that if you'd like to use them, you can hopefully reconnect and be present for each other. Namaste, guys.